Sit down at home, decided to watch some TV, listening to the news like Gordon Mosley. Listening to the things that he say, he tracking
Understand that there is serving
paying
police.
close attention to make sure I hear it right. But when I hear the things that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare, them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced people that people ain't learning nothing. They hear so many times about them they calling, and they say ERC pretend that they didn't learn nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, then you like fun that they say ERC coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media.
Walk us through tomorrow.
Only one set of people allowed to talk in one Guyana.
And I'm uncontrollable because if I
still say nothing
work controllable
in learning, but this is my concern. I hope one day that people will learn.
Yeah, save my family, save them back. We usually try to stay out of the front. Walk us straight to
ERC that I would like to know if any of its members happens to be black people. And if that is the case, I want them to answer this call. Tell me how come none of them ain't got no voice at all. You're showing signs of weakness and you're afraid to be fair. And we see the same thing keep happening year after year. And the day will come when all this nonsense will stop. That will be the day when black people decide to wake up. Not so long ago, something terrible happened. This young Indian man want to kill out all black people by poison. But if his shoes was on the other foot, would have been a big threat. But up to this day, this ERC can do nothing as yet. How come it's only black people committing cybercrime? When pretty on social media fussing people all the time. I still say black people in learning, but one day will come when the entire table will turn. Excuse me, see they fail to condemn because these people think that the law is only for them. And anybody else who decide to file a complaint, they go call you a racist and don't want to hear nothing. Plenty complaint from time to time has been brought to their attention, but because of this one-sided cybercrime is why they don't show any concern. There's only one set of people that they really care about, and black people must take the abuse and shut them out. Kid Daddy Amsterdam went to go just recently for an issue that was highlighted by the same ERC. And with breakneck speed, the police decide to jump on his case. Without a search warrant, they went and search up the man's place. Let us all agree that black people under attack. Different laws for you and me just because we black. I still singing, black people in London. To all my black friends, we must put a stop to all this nonsense. Amending the cybercrime laws to keep people silent, just to make sure nobody criticizes this government. And while that is a very clear case of dictatorship, it is no surprise that the ERC ignoring it. Why only the chosen few is allowed to have things their way, when people like me and you must have nothing to say? And when ministers in the government start to launch their attack, you never hear this ERC come out and talk about that. They send a policeman all the way to New York. This fella went up there to serve a customer on with for work. Under this this government decide to fabricate a case, but like they forget the warning they get from black t-shirt jails. The vice president described that he use as a low life. Because of this kind of abuse, he don't have a wife. I still singing, black people in learning. Just the other day, I hope your man see help is on the way.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. Listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambience is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice old place where you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You can rent a hall, honey. You can rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Dam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. But it's on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are. Still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in, I come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know but we things in Buxton don't play with we. So definitely, if you want to come and you may be having a wedding or whatever, and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're gonna be drunk. We got too much road accidents, so you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also, for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's it.
AP and you, rise Guyana shine. Together we build, now is the time. With Aubrey strong and heart so true, we're rising up. It's me and you, vote AP and you, for justice care, for every family, everywhere, for jobs, for schools, for brighter days, for youth and elders, better ways. Who you voting for? Who gon' lift you more? Who gon' care for all? Stand up tall and vote. AP and you, go, 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 go. AP and you, go, 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 go. AP and you, go, 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 go. AP and you.
How many bowel movements do you have a day? If the answer is one or less, we need to talk. Everything starts in the gut. Toxins, bloating, constipation, even parasites can build up silently, affecting your mood, your skin, your immune system, and your energy. Ultra Body Cleanse is a simple 15-day system. Morning tablet to flush from the inside. Nighttime tea to detox and reset. People don't realize it, but most problems start in the gut. And when you clean it out, you feel lighter, you look healthier. You finally go. Like you should. Don't wait for symptoms. Ask your artist distributor today how to start your Ultra Body Cleanse.
Buxton, Guyana, it's here again. The Black is Beautiful Cultural Evening this July 31st, Buxton Line Top, featuring Mark Batson, Divine Stars, Brian Chester, Eyes of the Ancestors on the drums, Buxton Fusion, and the indomitable Yoruba singers. Lots of songs, poetry, Nancy story, dance, and lots more cultural entertainment. Come out, Buxton Line Top, this July 31st. It is the annual 1st of August movement and friends. Black is Beautiful. Evening of cultural entertainment. Calling all seniors. It's soiree time. Yes, the big people soiree, say August 1st at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Come out, come on, let's feast on well prepared African traditional dishes and be entertained by drumming, folklore, music, and lots more. Admission, it's absolutely free. Come out, let us celebrate our elders. It's the Elders Soiree at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton North, August 1st. Come one, come all. Starting time, 12 o'clock, midday. Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At Easy Party Rentals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. Easy Party Rentals. Big on tents. Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? Then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your orders filled today. Planning a party? Worry no more. We have all the supplies you need. At EC Party Rentals, we have folding chairs, folding tables, square tables, round tables, long tables, short tables, big tables. We have chairs, red chairs, gold chairs, white chairs, crystal chairs, chairs of all type, throne chairs. What you want, we have. Food warmers, coolers, ice, beverages. At EC Party Rentals, we have what you need to have a good time. You plan the party, we do the work. Call us 622-5933. Easy Party Rentals. Let's keep your party going.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T and W Harris Butcher Shop located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat Section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T and W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
In my family, and I'm uncontrollable because if I were controllable, then by now this program would have been off the air because they would love for me to get off the air. They would love for me to stop criticizing the government and doing political commentary and so on. For all you know, they would love for me to stay far from the politics of this country because, like many, they believe that it's frighteningly dangerous and it's a nasty game, as some people put it, and so on and so forth. But I always ask them to understand, especially my children. Y'all understand that I'm doing this not because I want fame or popularity. I'm doing this because I believe it is something that is necessary if Guyana is going to get good governance. And I'm doing this very well knowing that my contributions through doing this might very well give you an easier time in the future as citizens of this country, and that you don't have to go through what many of us go through as citizens of this country. You don't have to face the discrimination based on ethnicity. You don't have to face discrimination based on corruption. The fight is for us to have good governance so that our citizens can thrive according to their ability and possibilities. And that is why I do it. Because the next generation deserves better. And so, like I usually say, this is only my little contribution to trying to create a better future for Guyanese. Right? Good. And I shudder to think what it would be if folks like myself do not make the sacrifices we make to fight for a better Guyana. I, over the years, have come to learn the value of my vote, and I try to teach people the value of their vote. And I hope our young people can step back and consider the value of their vote and the value of their political support for anyone. Because unless they place real value on it, then they take it for granted. They throw it out there, or they give it away for a pittance, and then they will live to face the consequences. I was saying, today is what, Wednesday? I was saying Monday. nomination day and yesterday. And a lot of money will be spent to impress the public because perception is everything, as some people say. That this political grouping or that political grouping has a large following and strength, and therefore got a good chance of winning the elections. I did say also that because a lot of money is being spent, a lot of people believe that Win has a good chance of running down the PPP, because in the financial order of things, they argue that Win is the only political party in this country that can match the PPP spending, because its leader is a quote-unquote multi-billionaire, Guyanese multi-billionaire, Azudin Mohammed. And so, as is evidenced by the crowd or the turnout on nomination day, I said, hey, money talking, ain't bullshit working. But look at the demographics. There's a whole lot of young African Guyanese who are standing in support of Win. If you look at the list of candidates for Win, you come to understand and come to realize that more than 50% of them are from Region 4. I want you to pay attention to these numbers now. More than 50% are from Region 4. Region 4 is the APNU coalition stronghold. Region 4 is critical to winning the election for the opposition APNU. The majority of them are Black people, African Guyanese on that list. The African Guyanese community is critical to the APNU coalition winning the election. And so when you consider those things, the only conclusion you can come to is Win represents a threat to the African Guyanese community. Getting a government, as in the APNU coalition, that would really and truly look into their interests. And so when you look at those numbers, you say, wait, we are our own worst enemies. A whole lot of those people on the list for Win are African Guyanese, basically agreeing with an Indo-Guyanese businessman, multi-billionaire, turned political leader, to split the vote of African Guyanese, and therefore reduce the possibilities of the African Guyanese dominated APNU coalition winning the election. And so I ask myself, where is the thinking of these people? They hate themselves that much that they're prepared to do harm to themselves to prove a point? So I want to ask all those who line up on T. Mohammed Win's list, all those African Guyanese especially, what are y'all doing there? What do you expect to achieve for the Afro-Guyanese community, first and foremost, and secondly, for this nation by being there? What are the possibilities of Win being victorious in these elections, taking control of the government? I don't see any possibility. And if Win cannot win the election, but can erode the electoral support of the APNU coalition, then you are placing yourself as a member of the African Guyanese community and as a member of the Guyanese society in danger. Because in short, you are creating space for the PPP to remain in government and continue to do the wickedness that it has been doing to this country. But it would appear that even educated people or people who claim to be educated, and an African Guyanese prides his or herself in being educated. We like to talk about with degrees and so on. And even people with their degrees and so on seem not to understand what their involvement with WIN is endangering in this country. Let me call some names that I noticed on the WIN list. Yeah. I'm going to be direct this morning. Some people going to vex. Tabitha Sarabo Halley. I said I wasn't going to comment much on her presence there. But I'll tell you why I will comment now. I'll show you a video shortly. And I will comment then. Or I will give justification for my comment. Sis, what do you expect to achieve by being with WIN at this moment in the political history of this country? I saw a video with you saying that the Guyanese have spoken, they want something different. And if they say they want something different, you weigh your options and you join the WIN team. What do you hope to achieve? Do you believe WIN will be victorious in this election? Is there a slight possibility even that WIN will be victorious in this election and therefore get the monkey off our backs that we call the PPP? Having seen matters unfold yesterday, I want to ask you another question. What's the value of your vote? What's the value of your presence at WIN? What's the reward expected from your presence at WIN? I see the aunt of Adriana Young. Amika, I think her name is. Miss Amika. And I think I saw the mother also. Can't remember the mother's name. Y'all forgive me for that. But I want to ask these two relatives who just lost the beautiful young angel, Adriana. Do you believe in your heart that WIN would be victorious at these elections and therefore can deliver justice to you for the murder of Adriana? Huh? Do you seriously believe so? Are you prepared to, I don't know, I would say squander the possibility of getting justice for Adriana by choosing to go in a direction that does not guarantee the PPP out of office? I can't find the logic. And the aunt is a lecturer at the University of Ghana. And so, like I say, we like pride ourselves in our education. And so here is an individual who is educated and is expected to be educating others. but making in my mind an irrational decision. I say it is irrational, or is it selfishness? Because rumor has it that it is projected that Azzuddin Mohammed will name a University of Guyana lecturer as his prime ministerial candidate. Is that the offer that was made to this young lady? And did she actually believe it? That even if she's named prime ministerial candidate, does she believe that she will actually become a prime minister in this country as a member will? I am declaring this morning that if you join when you lose. If you join when you lose. Because the reality is, win cannot. Not in this electoral cycle. Not in this short period of time. Maybe if they do serious work and continue to do serious work from now to catch the next electoral cycle, they might have a chance at winning seats, etc. I don't even believe they will have a chance of unseating the administration of Dili. But no, as in no, this elections, September 1st election, I don't see Win getting any close hitting the PPP. And since the majority of its support is coming from apparently African Guyanese, I see Win standing in the way of the APNU removing the PPP from government. Is that what y'all want? Amicia and Anika and whatever the names are, is that what you want? How are you getting justice for your child? By taking actions that will ensure that the PPP remains or increase the possibility of the PPP remaining in power. The people want good governance. Paraphrasing Tabitha Sarabo Hali, the people want good governance. How they getting this good governance if the PPP stays in power? From where I sit, a vote for Win is always going to be a vote for the PPP. A vote for Win is always going to be a vote for the PPP. And it doesn't have to be a direct vote for the PPP. And that is what our people are doing. But I want to show you these two videos like I promised. Because I want our African Guyanese people to ask themselves, if it is, or if this is the value they place on their vote, and if this is how they hope to achieve good governance, and if that is how they hope to achieve economic freedom by removing the PPP from office. If that is your methods, then I shudder to think that you in thinking.
How many bowel movements do you have?
Don't be.
You can get
How we get pulled over in Guyana by the Guyana police force?
Tomorrow to talk about it, you're going to call and talk to doggy. Are you playing with Tomorrow to talk about it, you're going to call and talk to doggy and think, if we are going to have your name in the book. Your name in the book. Your name is in the book. Yeah, you're sitting to my party. You're going to tell them like a scene. People that go on the phone and tape it. And you say, I come in the box to cost it, and you come. Jump on the box that cost you $50,000. And we gonna put last on your mother's son. We gonna definitely put you in jail. You are too big and wicked. You are going yesterday. You are even sharing things. You are flinging the crowd and start sharing too. No, I want the man. The man will pay you $50,000. You will tell you, respect Uncle Mommy's name. I tell you, respect the name. He's a very businessman and a business wise. You know to do things in the right way. After you out of Coffee Square, what that would you gonna pay? You're gonna do things professional way. Don't feel how come this man is my character. Wrong election time for bring on this man out to joke on. The man's a millionaire. All the y'all they gotta respect the man. The man's a millionaire. He could pay you that money. He could pay that money. Respect the man. And the second part, and then you have I said to the fucking news people, for type, this is a party on yesterday. Oh God. What the kind of corruption Guyanese is this? What kind of passing Guyana? Why you can't do things in professional ways? Professional, you have education, and you have a degree, you don't have no sense. Just take out your phone and start saying, hey, come off me like, there you go. Go off me living room. Don't tell me calm down. Don't come tomorrow and talk to the man and professionals. Don't go on him and say go for life because the man, because I tell you, if I see anyone that go on life because the man, me and Dad, you'll find out out to the police, I put the IBT court. And I know I am back with that. And we tell any I court. And we know best one court. Don't do the skirt out there. Yeah, live in the book. Yeah, the man take, yeah, want doggy, the stupidness. Hey, doggy. Talk to doggy in private car, doggy, phone, have a discussion, doggy. Doggy want to talk to you. Oh, you not coffee square, sit the yellow, then be a very bad on this. Bitch, come out for bitch. Suck him, wanna come now. Talk to doggy. The boss can talk to you in private. What are we? I wait tomorrow morning to talk to the person. You're not going to shame the man like that? And looking very, 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 very fucking shame. And you have to come out there and say that thing.
I don't know where you see that, but I can tell you what I see. Just as the PPP is using black people, African Guyanese, to destroy African Guyanese, Win, and by extension, Azruddin Mohammed is doing the same. This guy they call Doggy is Win Henchman, a public face, the link between Win and the quote-unquote scripts. What you see unfolding at the square of the revolution there is a fallout between a representative of Win in the person of Doggy and persons who joined the parade for Win with an understanding that they will be paid. Understanding money offered was $50,000. $50,000. Are we saying that our freedom, our economic upliftment lies in a $50,000 payout to support a political party which by now we should understand can't win the election but will reduce the chances of the APNU winning the election, when the APNU is in a better position to look into and serve our interests? Are we saying that's the value of our vote? $50,000, assuming it is $50,000 as argued? And so you all fall for this bait because they get rich quick or die trying, the no for no, the greed, the licky attitude. $50,000 to join Mohammed parade, and the parade is big because everybody wants $50,000. But instead of $50,000 at the end of the day, we end up with is abuse. I'm calling on all the women, including my dear sister Tabitha Sarwahali. St. Louis, Hastings, to say to the public, we are standing this abuse of a sister, this assault on a sister, the deception on all of those people who came out to support Win as a political party based on a promise of payment. I challenge y'all to tell the public where you are standing though. Abito, the people said they want something different. Were they offered something different? Looking at the behavior of a representative of Win to a so-called or presumed supporter of Win? Where's the differences? Where is the difference? I challenge you all to state publicly your position on that beating. Father says, y'all could have called Doggy and Taki privately. Y'all could have called Mohammed and Taki privately about the $50,000, but your name was in the book. You were supposed to put your name in the book. Did you put your name in the book? Is there a law against such practices? Is there a law against such practices electorally? Buying of political support, is there a law? The AML-CFT, Anti-Money Laundering, Countering of Financing of Terrorism. AML-CFT, and then they have PATEF. Financial I can't remember what the FATF is for. But in all of that suite of legislation there, one of the things they aim to do, was to prevent political organizations or political parties being used as pawns, or political activists being used as pawns in money laundering, in financing of terrorism, in corruption, etc., etc. So I'm asking, are there crimes being committed, even as we talk about the people want a change, the people want something different? Looking at that which took place there, are we saying that WIN is different to the PPP? Remember Barry Ramsaran? I will have my girls strip and slap you. Abuse of women. Remember Varshni, husband, so-called husband, locked her out of the bedroom and left her to provide a feast to the mosquitoes, etc. Verbal and financial and all kinds of abuse, emotional and so on. What makes this different to what we saw being unfolded with a representative of WIN? Black people, stop selling yourself for cheap. All you always join the list as candidates to win. It ain't too late. Utilize the energy. Join the campaign for the coalition. You stand a better chance of removing the PPP, assuming that that is what you want. You want to remove the PPP. Unless my assumption is contrary to what you want. Because some are claiming that you are doing this just out of selfishness. But how long your selfishness will bring you rewards? That's the question. I tell you all about the Machiavellian principle. Get them a little sweet, and they're going to be endeared to you because they're going to always want sweet. That is the problem with many of our people who've been in the National Assembly. They've been to Parliament maybe for 2 electoral cycles. Some of them went for 2 electoral cycles. Some of them might have just gone for 1 electoral cycle. And they came to realize, as I see, that they could have sat their backsides in there and do very little and get a better pay than the average public servant, monthly, tax-free. Get allowances better than the average public servant, including duty-free concession. And so they enjoy the sweet, whether for 1 parliamentary term or 2 parliamentary terms. And so they believe that they got this entitlement to continue to enjoy the sweet. And so if it means throwing your people under the bus all the time to get a sweet, you will throw them under the bus all the time to get a sweet because only you matter. Only you matter. The people that you call in your supporters, the people that you're pretending to represent, the people that you claiming to represent, the people that you're encouraging to stand with you, at the end of the day, really don't matter. Because at best, you stand a chance of getting a seat in the National Assembly, not the government to change anything. And that is all that matters. I'm asking all of y'all who deal with Win and ganging up behind Win and so on. If Win gets 1 seat in Parliament, 2 seats, let me go as far as 3 seats in Parliament, 5 seats in Parliament, what will they be able to do for you to change your situation? What will they be able to do for you? What policies will they be able to implement to change your situation? Versus showing your support behind the APNU WPA coalition, which stands a better chance with your support of removing the PPP from office. Young people, they're offering you the opportunity to own not only land but homes through the rent-to-own program. Remember, under the last coalition, the age to apply to Ministry of Housing for house lot was reduced to 18. There's a possibility of that being reinstated with the APNU in government. Those of you who want to go to university, they say university free. But consider what $600,000 a year can do for you as a university student. That's your stipend that the APNU is promising to deliver to you once they get into government. If you're a university student, they are currently guarantee you a stipend of $600,000 a year. Public servants, a return to collective bargaining, and a willingness to give as much as 35% increase in wages and salaries. Win can't tell us up to now what their policies are, number one. But number two, even if they have, quote unquote, superior policies than those that I've mentioned here, do they have a superior chance of winning the election to deliver those policies? You're either dumb, deaf, intellectually lazy, or pure selfish. Remember, from where I sit, when I look out, all I've seen coming out of Win thus far is a division of the African Guyanese community, a splitting of the votes, black on black violence in the name of an Indo-Guyanese-led political party. Others can't call it like that. I could call it though. And I've called it. And again, I'm asking all them black people, what line up behind Win? What is your vote valued? 5,000? 50,000? A promise of a motorcycle? I'm sorry for you. But it's too late. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. 6225933 is the number to call. And while we're talking about Win, understand that there's a serving policeman on Win's list. They say he is the current spouse of a former parliamentarian. She's on Wynn's list. And he too is on Wynn's list. I would rather suspect that it is against the standard operating procedure even of the Guyana Police Force for a serving policeman to be on any political party list. But that is not only happening over at Wynn. I saw in red t-shirt over the PPP a female police woman, I believe she is a sergeant somewhere on the East Bank, maybe Providence, hugging up and kissing up and loving up Jack Dio in a red t-shirt. And she's a serving member of the Guyana Police Force. Right? Is that a new standard of the PPP? I'd like to know. Y'all could find out and tell me. But I was about to take that one. Y'all impatient. Caller on, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. And good morning to your viewers. What a surprising events that's happening in Guyana. I admire your speech today, you know. But we always have to remember, and I think I said this before, there's no way, no party, whether it's the installed regime or the WPA or the PNC AFC, you're not going to win an elections without the poor vote. Now, you see all those people who running behind the blue party, wherever the name is, I don't know. They're not the middle class. They're not the upper class. They're the poor. And when you take those people for granted, that is what you're going to get. When people believe that they can survive without the poor, you don't want to go on the ground with them. That is what you're going to get. We should not be bombasting those people. That's a sign of desperation. All they want to do is live. But people in the political realm believe that they can make it without those people. All they want to do is survive. That's what you see in there with the organization of getting those people together. That's strategy. You cannot win without those same people there. You can't win. You will never get there. All they will do is split the vote. And right now, it is difficult for that to be comprehended because those people needed somebody. All these years, people threatening to have a third party, but nobody is listening. They believe that they can just round up the poor at a certain time. And that's it, you forget about it. You're running for either VP or you're running for the top of your party without thinking that you've got to do the groundwork. You have to do the groundwork. You can't leave those people behind. And this message is directly at the foot of the PNC. This is a direct warning. When those people needed them, they turned their backs on them. When they were, as you said, when they were getting the sweet, when those same people, if not them, the parents, wanted help, wanted to see them, they used the back door. You can't get to them. That was the complaint. That was the complaint all along. When the WPA talked to them, they wouldn't listen. No, this is what you have. And it's not late for you to do the groundwork. Strategy. That's what's the name of the game. You can't win without them. So start getting off your high horses The middle class I'm talking about, because the middle class, you don't need extra from them. They're there. They're not going anywhere. You need the poor. And the minute you can see eye to eye with the poor, you're going to win. But as it is now, if they don't get off with those high horses, that biggity way that they got, bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Kadaki. Have a good day.
Thank you for your call. Call on.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam, to you and your listeners this morning. Well, Mr. Amsterdam, this morning I want to join with you on calling on those three educated ladies, professional ladies, to condemn the brutal attack on that woman. Also, Mr. Kadaki, you have a voice in the Guyanese community. I want you to call out Ubraj. Let him condemn that attack. And Mr. Amsterdam, I'm being honest with you. You need to call out Melly Mel. She is the one delivering Afro-Guyanese to this Muhammad guy. And another thing I want to ask you, are you willing to work along with the PPP in prosecuting this guy for his alleged criminal activities? I have so much more to ask Mr. Amsterdam, but that's for now this morning. Thank you so much for taking my call.
I don't know why I need to work along with the PPP to prosecute anybody. The PPP is the government. The PPP has the law enforcement agencies under its control. Let they do the prosecution. I ain't gonna work along with anybody to prosecute anybody. Let the law take its course. Call it on.
Morning, Kadaki, morning, Guyana. It is disturbing to me from what I've seen, and especially for my African Guyanese. And I keep saying this. It seems like in a country that we have liberated, we are at the bottom. We behave like bottom feeders, begging for something. It's ridiculous and embarrassing to see what we have been actually reduced to. It's a begging thing where we're always asking others, right? And it's about money, as you said, $50,000. That's what it buys you. Imagine what others have actually thinking about us, and we are just falling in line. And I think we have educated folks, right? You had mentioned a couple parliamentarian who've actually gone behind this man. So when are we going to get some type of sense to understand what's going on in Guyana? As African people have not seen any Indians behave in that manner for a black man, black woman. So my quote is always this: if we don't get sense, we gonna get sentenced. And that's what we're being sentenced to hear how that lady behaves. And we are fighting for a coolie man that don't even know you, don't even want to know you, but just using you. So we're useful idiots. And that's my take.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. Call it on. Caller, you are on. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. Um, the Mohammeds. I would like the people who were following the Mohammeds to listen to this. First of all, the Mohammeds, their memorandum is staying out of U.S. prison, staying away from an extradition treaty that would put them in a U.S. prison, and that's their main focus. And it's funny that people, even educated people, do not understand that. Look, for example, if it was Aubrey Norton, Professor David Hines, Nigel Hughes, or any one of our leaders who would have had an extradition treaty against the name from the U.S. for such charges, their cases in Guyana would have been expedited so fast that they would have been sitting in a U.S. prison right now. But no, they're not. But no, the Mohammeds, they're still running for president and all this kind of thing. The reason why is because the Mohammeds are the PPP. The PPP is the Mohammeds. So I don't understand why is it that people, even the educated people, I'm getting to them now, because I used to think that Barry Jagyo have some sort of soir in where you would get these extremely educated from, like, I'm talking about judges, senior counsels, even senior politicians and so on, to do as he says. I thought he had some sort of soir, but now it seems like the case is just money. It's plain and simple money. Because Muhammad has some money, he could actually show even educated people, even people who are not, when they're bad, he could show them some money and having them to jump on his bandwagon. And look who are his PR people. Some jackass named Dagi, some clown named Fato. Who are these people? You know, and I don't understand why is it that people like the young lady who used to be in your party, and the Holly young lady who's supposed to be an educated person, and other persons who's supposed to be educated, don't they look and see who this person's followers are? Don't they think about who this is? Where was Muhammad when people were being murdered and all these things? People were being locked up for things crimes they didn't commit. Where was Muhammad all this time? He was with Bar Jagdi hogging up, right? But now they get wrong, and he decides to form his own party and pull all the people away from APNU to give it back to Bar Jagdi. That's what he's doing. You know, Monday, you know who was laughing the hardest? Bar Jagdi and his people. Because when he see all them black people surround Muhammad, he was laughing and said, well, there you go. I got all them. My people are still in my camp. Because I see no Kuli people out there the other day. And finally, what makes me a little bit calm down is because the following. These people who I know that Muhammad, that are surrounding Muhammad right now because of money. They're mostly numbskull, whatever you guys call them or whatever. They're mostly youths, and those are the people who do not vote. They don't go and vote. Even when the back in the PNC back in the days, they still did not go out to vote at voting day. So that with that, I'm kind of not concerned about the people who are surrounding him, because half of them wouldn't vote, and the other half of them that would go out to get up to go and vote, they would think to themselves and they would remember, because they got a brain in their head. They remember that, you know what, this person is really PEP. This person is not for me. Voting for this person is giving PEP my vote, and they will not vote for him. I think a lot of them will not vote for him come that day, and most of them would not go out to vote in the first place. That's my time. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. I don't know what's happening. This call popping in and out. Call you on. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Blessed new day, viewers. But Kadaki, the brother will come on talk just nowadays. The brother reasoning type of things like these people is the numbskull and they're not going to do this, they don't want to vote, and then even mention things in the 80s, the states and them thing wrong vibes. But this time you say here's a big woman who come out first and them kind of thing. I just did a voice note and I deleted it as I got myself. I just heard the lady talk, it's the same thing he said. The encouragement is what these people want. We can't afford to up to this day, like today, labeling we people that we expect they done gone to. We'll be contributing in bringing them back by calling them non-skull, by raising them with some scheme we used to run in the 80s. Come on, we got to pull this thing, and if we contribution is by coming on the program, we got to know when for cut off and everything. This is the encouragement time. This is the big one on these things. This encouragement time. The brother can't thing and then say he don't care about them. We got to care about every single thing right now. Even James Bond and then we got to care. All of them we got to care. No matter what. We still got to try. And for using terms that for one, all of them should go and this and that. We don't find the rest good. This is time we got to keep one another. If we could pull back from both sides. And it's then too late, as the lady said. It's then too late. And platform like these, they said this is the time for positive vibe. You can't come and how you feel. You just air it out. You have to know it will land to people. This time we need all the upliftment we got. All the upliftment. This is a touching piece of reading you put out there about that. This was a touching one. Real touching one. You understand? But it's not all for put on the youths then. It's not all the blame for put on them. The lack of the leadership we don't want. Nobody didn't tell them go there with the piano thing. Look what they do. What the black bullet with shield and all kind of thing. We lift them up high. We lift them high. We got to understand that we got to go on the ground with them. We have money that we could stay in our office and talk or on the screen and expect them to listen to and this and that. They got nothing they just hook up on with screen, and then when them and things sell with this and the done that kind of thing. This bad. We doing this to ourselves. And we black people, we this and we do and we do. We don't doing the bad to ourselves. This is not the time. This love we deal with, blessed love to all who should do the thing, but we understand, you know. This is time for the upliftment. Let me help for the night to lash this part. Let me help Sister Juretta lash this part. Let me help put Brother Kadak in the place we could deal with them vagabonds and them kind of thing by having a nice position. Good vibes is really want. Good vibes. Let me see if we could pull back them the phone women. And them with good vibes. With good vibes. Calling them fools and all kind of name not gonna pull them back. They're gonna make them keep going. Because some of them go dark all kind of things. I tell you, this I tell you don't gone. This is encouragement time. Blessed love to everyone and thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, viewers.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, viewers. Now, concerning these people who jumping behind Mohammed, the young Guyanese, and who jumping behind PPP. Now, we is the ones to be blamed. We create the monster by telling the latter young ones, "Are you collect the people money? They want to pay y'all. And when they collecting the people money to go on the road and jump up, you say, man, well, you open that, you collect the money and go mark the X somewhere else. Now we're creating a problem in the eyesight of the people because when they come out in large numbers, by the taking pay, it's creating a monster now on every single body. They're playing with people might know that what the amount of black people there behind Mohammed, what the amount of black people there behind PPP is a whole mess. You understand? And that I could tell because at one time I was walking on the road, it is one guy, y'all paying me? If y'all don't paying, we coming behind y'all. This will turn to because these things what people create. Right? But I'm saying again, what you see there is not representing 100% of the people. It's just a small fraction of youths. The guy the youths get their own mind for make up, for do all the things. The sensible ones them. I won't blame the ones that will jump in and go for the money. Maybe they might be smart, they just want the money and then they put the extra money. But you got to know how to get around these people, talk to them, and let them move on, and they will know who is it actually. Because most of these people jumping behind there, they really need of money, but then some of them must go and sell themselves for the money, you know. But this I have to see.
Yeah, the lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. Call and let's hear your opinions.
We're not up against the government giving house lots that date back to 20.
Call it on.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, caller. Hold for me, please. 1 minute.
I want to.
1 minute.
Yeah, I
Proceed.
want to
Go ahead, caller.
bring something to our voters' attention. Between 2015 to 2020, under Granger administration, we see corruption decrease a lot, and Guyana was coming to be a country with less corruption. Now, a certain political figure that running up and down the place today and getting people running behind him up and down with blue. He was up in arm with Jack Diodem, and 2020 campaign push money in the campaign to push Granger out of power because they want corruption to come back, the PPP come back, because more the country corrupt is more them stand for gain in their own pocket, and they are looking after their own interests. Now, the same strategy that Jack Diodem used last time to pay our people to put on red. Do you remember them finance the thing? So them have to know all the crooks and the thing and all the internal affairs. Is the same strategy they're using now to pay us to vote. So however you swing this thing, whether you go red or blue, it's corruption again, because all of them is friend and them just fall out. Once they get your vote, they go reunite, and that's it. So place your X next to the palm and don't waste your vote. Our future. This election is a very serious and consequential election, and the place we place our X in this election will decide the future for our grandchildren. Thank you.
Thank you for your voice note. The lines remain open. Calling on, good morning.
I sit down at home, decided to watch some TV, listening to the news by Gordon Mosley. I listening to the things that he say he tracking tonight. But when I hear the things them that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced me that people ain't learning nothing. We hear so many times about them big name calling, and they say ERC pretend that they didn't learn nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, bet your life on that they say ERC coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media. Only one set of people allowed to talk in one Guyana. I still say nothing, black people in learning. But this is my concern. I hope one day black people will learn. ERC that I would like to know if any of its members happens to be black people. And if that is the case, I want them to answer this call. Tell me how come none of them ain't got no voice at all. You're showing signs of weakness and you're afraid to be fair. And we see the same thing keep happening year after year. And the day will come when all this nonsense will stop. That will be the day when black people decide to wake up. Not so long ago, something terrible happened. This young Indian man want to kill out all black people by poison. But if his shoes was on the other foot, would have been a big joke. But up to this day, this ERC can do nothing as yet. How come it's only black people committing cybercrime? When pretty on social media fussing people all the time. I still say black people in learning. But one day will come when the entire table will turn. Excuse we see they fail to condemn, because these people think that the law is only for them. And anybody else who decide to file a complaint, they go call you a racist and don't want to hear nothing. Plenty complaint from time to time has been brought to their attention, but because of this one-sided cybercrime is why they don't show any concern. There's only one set of people that they really care about, And black people must take the abuse and shut them out. The daddy Amsterdam went to go just recently for an issue that was highlighted by the same ERC. And with breakneck speed, the police decide to jump on his case. Without a search warrant, they went and search up the man's place. Let us all agree that black people are under attack. Different laws for you and me just because we black. I still singing black people in London. To all my black friends, we must put a stop to all this nonsense. Just to make sure nobody criticize this government. And while that is a very clear case of dictatorship, it is no surprise that the ERC is doing it. Why only the chosen few is allowed to have things they way, when people like me and you must have nothing to say? And when ministers in the government start to launch their attack, you never hear this ERC come out and talk about that. They send a policeman all the way to New York. This fella went up there to serve a cook someone and bring more board. And then they say, this government decided to fabricate and yes, but like they forget the one and they get from black t-shirt kids. The vice president is right at the use as a low line. Because of this kind of abuse, he don't have a wife. I still singing.
Nothing, black man.
Just the other day, I hope your man see help is on the way.
Hello, good morning, morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. It is 7 hours 40 on the 28th day of July in the year 2025. That is 20 minutes to 8 o'clock on the 28th of July in the year 2025. How have you been? How was your weekend? It was, I don't know. The weekend seemed to be such a long thing to me. I worked so hard. I work. I don't know why I'm working. So the weekend really seems hard. Well, not hard, but long. It was a lengthy one. Well, can't tell when last I worked so hard. But anyhow, I'm accustomed to working hard. But this weekend was extreme. How y'all been? How was y'all yesterday? How was y'all last night? How y'all Saturday night and so? What y'all did for the weekend? Were you able to make those extras? Have you utilized your special talents? How close are you to achieving those set goals, those smart goals that you've set? Remember I said they gotta be short term, medium term, long term. Some of you should be around medium now, right? What's happening? Y'all talk to me. How y'all coming up? How things coming? Kim Walker says she think I make work. Trust me, I believe I make work, right? And I also believe I got some people who believe I make work. Because by the time I say I'm going to chillax a little bit, somebody calling me, Mr. Amsterdam, come move his bucket for me now. Mr. Amsterdam, I stumped me too. Come dig out this root for me now. Oh, Lord. And I think I got weakness. I can't say no, or I don't like say no. Right? I don't like to say no. But I can say no. If I think you're overdoing it, then there will come a point when I say no. And if I start telling you no, trust me, it's no every time you ask. Right? Every time you ask, you go me no. So don't let me start telling you no. Like they got some banners as soon as they see, as soon as I see them, I me no button this turn. Well, brother, good morning. Yeah, 100 day. No. Brother, morning. I got something I can eat. Yeah, I got something you can get it. Brother, get buy 1,000. No. Why? I think you know why. Because a lot of these dudes come to me for my money to go and smoke. I don't smoke. I don't drink liquor. So I can give me money for smoke and drink liquor. Especially if I see it is harming you. They got some real addicts out there, you know. And since they shape up, no, not my money. I gotta give you food. Good. So yes, I could say no. I could say no. In the morning, I am on my bridge. I working my tail off. Early in the morning, I get up walking early. A man passing. Morning, bro. Morning, what are you? I got mad idea. You walking here, man. Buddy, you can give me 200? No. Why? You see me walking my ass off. You can ask me for one little assistance. You could ask about no money. But listen, sometimes you just got developing no spirit. But generally, sometimes I think I am too lenient, too willing. Let me say that. Good. But you have to be able to assess the situation. You know, it's life, it's humankind. Just as you have to be able to assess the situation in every aspect of your life. And I'm asking you, how those projects and plans are coming along? How do you see the coalition political campaign coming along? I want you to talk to me about that this morning. Do you have some recommendations to the coalition? I will open up the lines so you can tell us that. And I think I will open up the lines early so you can tell us that. Because listen, I don't want us to be doing and doing and doing and doing. I think we're doing what needs to be done. And then out to the blues at the end of all, they're doing somebody said, but y'all didn't do it right. Y'all missed this or y'all missed that. So this morning, I am going to be your conduit. I'm going to be taking your guidance as to what needs to be done and if what is being done currently is being done. Don't find the PPP, man. And when all of them, you know, everybody can have the same idea. It all comes to implementation and monitoring and everything of that nature. Right? It all comes down to that. That's why I woke up and I said, wait. But pound for pound, if you put the APNU list of candidates alongside any of the other political party, the APNU list of candidates is superior to them by miles. By miles. Doctor this, doctor that, doctor the other, professor this, professor that, professor the other. Did I see anybody on the APNU list who doesn't have a first degree? I wonder. I gotta go through the list again. Or I gotta ask Carol Joseph. Is there any candidate on the APNU list without a first degree? From a reputable institution, I dare say? Y'all tell me. I wonder, you know. But I know that you have a doctor in this and a doctor in that and a doctor in the other and a doctor in the next. And so every sector of this economy, right? Every sector of this economy under an APNU administration is expected to have, let me call it for I see it, an academic somewhere there who can provide guidance based on his or her course of study and experience. The PPP got specialists though. So I don't think the PPP got specialists. The PPP got specialist rapists, The PPP got specialist child molesters. The PPP got specialist abductors. The PPP got specialist quack doctors. The PPP got specialist thieves. So they got specialists though. But it's the quality of specialists that matters. The quality of specialists that matters. And you see it every day. And sometimes I don't know if my son knows that. But sometimes I like to ride with him because he opens my critical eye sometimes. Things that I didn't know or I didn't pay attention to. Sometimes we ride in and he just say, "What? Isn't that the other day they do this road? Why are they breaking it up already? Did you recognize that the stretch of road on the railway embankment that was constructed, I think maybe from UG Road all the way down to Ogle? Not so long ago. Has been dug up again? Yeah, the man broke up the whole thing. Broke up the whole thing. And so we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars there that has already gone into a contractor's pocket. Contractor and friends. Like the big old minister. Because no contract is awarded, according to my understanding, without the big old minister getting his cut. And then all the middlemen and women getting their cut. So hundreds of millions of dollars there gone down the drain for taxpayers. And then by building again. Then by building again. And so even a cursory look at that, you recognize that them one of this thing got no specialists, no technocrat really. To ensure that what they produce is of a high quality and lasting. The PPP has not built a road in this country that I'm confident will last 5 years, much less 25 years or 50 years. So they just got us on this revolving thing. Every 2 mornings, they got to rebuild the same road. The so-called streets that they did in Buxton, the ones that they did with bitumen, go and watch them. None of them got edge, you know. Some women wear wigs so often and paysan wigs so often that every time they pull it out, they're pulling out the edges. It's so some of them would look. They got no edges. They got no edges. Just a lot of women that's complain, "Oh God, my edges gone." They ain't got no edges. And because the road is so narrow, when the edges go, it's half of the road is left. So come through Buxton, for example, and check on those roads that they say they did with bitumen. It's sheer half road. All the edges gone. That is how we want our taxpayers' money to be spent. That is the quality of governance that we want. Because all those who tell themselves that they're going to vote for the PPP, they are going voting for, you know. A continuity. You are voting for continuation of this piss-poor governance that we got. This is what I want. Our friend Humi says, "Mr. Amsterdam, you're wrong. They got specialists in building substandard things so that they would keep repeating it and get more money." Is that what we want? Substandard? We could do better. We could do much, much better. And especially those young people. Especially those young people. Well, when we ain't got no time with the Granger, we ain't got no time with the coalition, because the coalition you do not do it. It's time to give somebody else a chance. We got in blue. Y'all gonna sing the blues after September 1st. Y'all go blue. And you're gonna sing the blues. Because I guarantee you, I am guaranteeing you, the blue can't win the election. And if the blue can't win the election, but they can get some votes, it means the blue is reducing the possibility of removing the PPP from office. And if on the morning of September 2nd, the PPP is still in office, y'all gonna suck salt. Salt y'all gonna suck. The blue might be in parliament, but the blue can't do anything for you by just being in parliament. I say y'all gotta consider this. And I keep telling y'all, consider this. A vote for the blue party is first and foremost a wasted vote. If you're considering the necessity of removing the PPP. And secondly, it is a vote for the PPP because the blue party and the PPP cut from one cloth. They were once Batty and Poe, as we like to say. They were bedfellows and still is. Because I'm asking you the question again, do you believe that the leader of the blue party and everybody in the PPP are at war with each other now? Certainly not. You might be at war with one or two persons, but not all of them. Not all of them. And so when you don't do your utmost to remove the PPP from office, the possibility is that they will be right there watching you September 2nd. And if they're watching you September 2nd, then they feel emboldened. Yeah, they say, get them an inch, take a yard, get them a yard, they take a mile. They feel emboldened. And if you think they're doing bad now, then imagine when they feel emboldened, what will happen. And all of these hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that are being misspent and misused falls in your shoulder as the next generation or even as the current generation, because the youth is now. And so let me tell you, in case you didn't know, that money is borrowed by a nation have to be repaid. And those monies are repaid through taxation especially. And the people who are expected to pay taxes so that the government can repay the monies that they borrow and misuse are the citizens. So young people, if you don't get rid of the PPP and they continue wasting this money like this, it's your burden. It is your burden because your taxes will have to repay the money. Don't me, as Mr. Jordan said, I must get a toe in already too. The extended period of time that you will have to, this country will have to be repaying debts Even if I were to live to make 100 years, it can be a short time for me contributing compared to the length of time that we'll have to be repaying those debts. Trust me. As a younger generation, are you young people who will have to deal with the repayment of those debts? So if you want joke around with your future and joke around with your freedom, continue clunging yourself around now in win. You're gonna end up with win pain, and a lot of you, when you get win pain, just pass win a lot. You're gonna fight for survival in this country. The man is a good man. Ask a man the other day, a big man, you know, big adult. No, this is not a little boy. This is not a young adult. This is a big man. No. We with the blue. We supporting the blue. Why are you supporting the blue? Because everybody got a chance. We try with Graduate. We try with the PPP. No man do nothing. You gotta give everybody a chance. That's the only reason you're supporting the blue. Give me another reason why you support. Don't worry, man. The boss man say you're gonna know soon. Soon. And very shortly, you're gonna know why you must support the blue. Come on, we got about what 38 days, perhaps, the elections. Huh? Today's 28. About 36 days to an election. And a big man telling me, you're going to know soon and very shortly why you must support the blue. Youth man, young girl, don't let them banner pull you into this stupidness. Especially, and get it personally. Personal, which is not personal, but kind of personal. Especially the old heads who ain't achieve nothing in this life. Them old hustlers with their out and trying to eat a bread, and according to what they past phantom killers, drink milk after the Mohammeds. And in order to get a bread or milk after the Mohammeds, they got to trade you. Be very careful with them. Simon Blackman, you could bet that I'm talking about Dennis Atwell. Definitely, I wasn't talking to Dennis Atwell. Dennis Atwell is furthest on my mind. I can't tell when last I heard nor see Dennis. And I'm not saying this disdainfully. I haven't seen the guy in a while. I haven't heard him in a while. But somebody did mention that he's supporting the blue. But I wasn't speaking of Dennis. And quite frankly, I thought Dennis was more politically aware and even socially aware. And I was quite surprised when somebody told me Dennis is supporting the blue. Because I never saw him as a political grasshopper. It's one time APNU, it's one time AFC, it's one time the blue. You got no conviction, you can't stick with what you choose. You sound like you can get enough marriages through this life. Anyhow, so I ain't worrying about that. I'm going back to talking to y'all. A lot of the people who are encouraging these youths, apart from the whole miseducation and misunderstanding that the young people have, a lot of the people who seem to be the example for the youths follow, or the example that the youths are following in the blue, is middle-aged, big people, we do much with the time, you know. Them is the real hustlers. And so Muhammad presents a chance for them to hustle. And part of the hustle is slave catching in the African Guyanese community for the Blue Party. And that can be healthy. And so I'm saying to you young people, look around you and identify your slave catchers. When they come to you and tell you about supporting Blue, ask them why. Ask them what they got to lose by supporting Blue. Compared to what you have to lose by supporting Blue. They don't live their life. They don't live a major part of their life. You young. The burdens of this country can fall on your shoulder. And so that they don't set you up to burden you further. Devil get ye behind me. That's what you gotta tell them. Hey, big man, what's wrong with you? Blue, where you come from with that? You've been singing the blues all your life. Look at you. You're walking up for up in your house on a ladder. Your landlord showing you because you ain't paying rent. Every time I see you got a big giant in your mouth on the corner, booming somebody, hey, give me 100. Or you could lead me anyway, banner. Yeah? This is what I ask them. Recognize the importance of your vote and recognize where it is going to really serve the real purpose of removing the PPP. It can be with the Blue. The only political party right now that has and stand a good chance of removing the PPP from office by winning the largest block of vote is the coalition. Is the coalition. And so you just simply got to vote for the coalition. The ultimate aim right now is to get rid of the PPP. Even if I would think, even if I were to think that the Blue is an alternative, a good alternative to the PPP, the reality is the Blue cannot remove the PPP from office now. They can't remove the PPP from office now. They got to come to political maturity, maybe another 5-10 years. So I pat them on the head, hey, we got your mind, we're going to think about you. But right now, it's every shoulder to the wheel to get the PPP out of office. All the votes will go to the coalition. And when we don't get the PPP out of office, we're going to give you the support to keep the coalition on their toes, make them accountable, and we're going to build you in the meantime. So by the time the next election cycle come around, if we got to put flex on the coalition, so be it. If we got to put flex on the coalition, by the time the next election come around, we would have already spent 5 years building you up as the next strong man. But you can't just wake up and buy dreams that in less than 6 months an election, a man could form a political party and win the election. Even witchcraft, obia, sorcery, even that don't work so. This is how I see it. Right? So y'all don't take set up, young people. Don't take set up. Put your vote where they will matter. And they will matter if you put your vote next to the APNU. I'm telling you that. There's so many examples of hustling that I can give you with people around the blue and even people around the red, but I don't like get personal with the politics. I keep it general. Right? I saw a photo the other day I never looked for the photo. Most of you might have seen the photo, but the headline was Orniselius is saying that from his understanding, and I dare say his experience, no political party comes from 0 to 51%. And Ornis been around long. Ornis is one of them old type politicians. He's about long. Well, you about, are we saying they're in politics about 60 years now? Or 50? How long are you about Ornis? Tell them. So they gonna understand what he's saying. Right? Ornis is a political institution like the PNC. Never has it happened in this country to move from 0 to 51%. But back to this photograph. I saw a photograph on a headline. I think it was Newsroom. Vice President met with the APNU defectors. I call it though. Right? According to Newsroom, these, I think it's three of them, were heavyweights. They were heavyweights in the PNC, and they jumped ship and so on, and the Vice President eventually met with them. I said this to them. When I look at that photograph, I see a dog handler, hoots in dogs. Hoots, go and hunt. Hoots, go and hunt in the communities and bring back prey. You know what I'm saying? Hoots, go out there, slave catchers, go and catch slaves and bring them. Young people, be very mindful, be very careful of how they approach you. African Guyanese youths especially. Look around you and ask yourself if that is what you worth. I see Melanie Playground, they're now hustling to build a bleacher. They're hustling to build a bleacher, a little concrete hollow block structure. It looked like it got about four tiers up, four treaders up, as we say, 4 steps up. Maybe 15 feet at most. Even if I'm generous, let me give it 20. They're now in the 11th hour trying to construct that, to say they give Melanie youths something at the ball field, having taken away all the zinc fencing and so on. They are in Haslington North doing the same thing. Take down the people 10 and 15 feet zinc and put up 4 feet wire mesh, chain link, and they also need to build another little concrete bleacher to say that they give you something. Is that what you deserve, young people? Is that what you're going to accept? I would hope not. The coalition has plans to do better than that for you. They got sports scholarship, for example. They talk about supporting sportsmen and women monthly, financial and other support. Not waiting until the 11th hour to come and say they're sprucing up a ground for you or they're building a bleacher for you because the elections is on the 12th hour. Ask yourself, is that what you deserve? Don't let these slave catchers come and tell you, Bano, we in it now, you know. We gonna look out for you. We're looking out for ourselves. We're looking out for beetle and an allegation that we were involved in corruption with hundreds of acres of land. We're looking out to beat all kinds of, for ourselves to beat all kinds of allegations against us. Matters before the court that are not proceeding. Because those are the bargaining chips. You see the same thing that the one from Sheriff was trying with Doggy? That playbook has been used already several times. Among many of them were Newsroom now talking about heavyweights, former heavyweights of the PNC. Heavy what? Former heavily corrupted, former heavily selfish. And youth man, young lady, don't let it trap you. If they want to be bottom lickers, let it be bottom lickers alone. Don't let it trade you, slave catchers. Don't let it trade you for their own personal aggrandizement. No, place value on your vote. Francis Rockcliffe is making a very good point there. While they're building a bleach at Melanie, the advertising access road for enterprise, $51 million. Billion. In fact, $1 billion. $1 billion compared to maybe $1 million. Y'all checked out. That's the kind of comparisons I want our young people to make. What is happening in the other community compared to what is happening in my community? Do I deserve that or do I deserve better? Do I deserve to be treated equally as the youth in the other community or should I be treated less? And I would rather believe you want equality. Avril, if you're not getting some, please restart your device. Because it's not our problem here. Others are hearing us clearly. Being come to have no big convoluted conversation this morning with young people. Simple terms like talking to y'all. I gotta touch a touchy one. This one touchy bad because it's touchy to me too. Yesterday, youth man was buried in this community. A 60-year-old. Died by gunshots. Murdered just sometime after midnight, a couple days ago, weeks ago, wherever you are, the timing. He was among the 6 persons that were shot up at the back of the village. A 60-year-old. I ain't say he involved in anything. I ain't say he know about anything. But I'm saying that he died as a result of the lawlessness which is permitted to be pervasive in this society under the PPP government. The proliferation of guns in this society under the PPP government. Not another mother, not another parent, not another sibling, not another community must be made to cry for a teenager gunned down, even as an innocent passerby. As in the 16-year-old again, the young lady who was shot in La Penitentiary or wherever by a stray bullet. The lives of our youths must be protected. And do you see the PPP protecting your lives as young people? I certainly haven't seen it. For all the decades I lived under the PPP government, I've not seen them protect the lives of young people. I've seen them protect the killers of young people. I've seen them protect murderers in the Black Clothes and in the Death Squad and in the Phantom Squad. I've seen them protect murderers in the communities who call themselves godfathers and grandfathers and baby fathers and uncles and daddy at the villages and all of that. I've seen them protect them. I've seen them empower and embolden them to create havoc in communities in their own self-interest, but they are allowed to do it because they also function as enablers of the PPP disrespect and abuse of the citizens. Because the PPP keeps communities and keeps citizens in line by the mere threat of unleashing these dogs upon them, the dogs of war. Just yesterday, a tape resurfaced from Barry Ramsey saying, I will slap her just in the front of it. I will get my women to strip and slap her, or slap and strip her. Just a threat like that is intended to cause women not to challenge the status quo. I see another clip resurfaced the other day, or that might be a new one from Brian Max, with the alleged rapist Damla saying, if you go after the PPP, we gonna come after you. We know all your recordings, we know all who you talk to, we know where you live, we know this, we know that. And if you come after we gonna come after you, and I'm gonna ensure that we come after you and you're destroyed. Just threats like that. I used to oppress people and keep them in line and allow other people to take advantage of them in the name of being a PPP bad dog. And because me is a PPP bad dog, I could do what I want in my own name too. Is that the society y'all want to live in, young people? Is that the society you want to live in? If you don't want to live in the society, then your vote should not be going to PPP. It should not be going to the Blue Party. Because the Blue Party is just as guilty of creating this kind of environment as the PPP is. They were hands in gloves. A lot of you ain't know nothing about the death squads. You know about the Phantom Squad. You know about the Black Clothes Police. You know about the killer squads and so on. You know about the Rajakan squad and all of that. You might not know about it. But let old heads like me tell you about it. Because their financing were coming from people like those who are in the Blue Party, those who had the Blue Party, those who had the PPP. Like I said, they were hands in gloves. You think it's Rajakan alone the financing the disappearance of people in this country? Was a conglomerate, was a coalition of big businesses who are benefiting from the PPP in office. Look around you and you can name them. You know them. I'm sure you're going to hear about them, or if you look at them, you could assess the relationship. The other night we were over at Annandale having that meeting in Market Road by the Third Street there, and I saw a young lady dressed in the most let me say tantalizing. She skirt the long, but he slid the tail up by she navel or navel. And she wearing a midriff. Two of them guys down the road. Oh God. They got meeting. Oh, your parties are cheap. Your party cheap. Oh, your parties are cheap. And I'm sorting my mind. What's the point she's trying to make? Your party cheap. And then it dawned on me. Because the other day I coming out of Pleasance, I was in Pleasance. We were doing outreach here, house, knocking door and thing, and I was with the vehicle playing audio and so on and so forth. And as I'm coming out, A vehicle is going in with a sound system on the back of it, booming down the place, as we like to say, advertising a PPP meeting. Advertising a PPP meeting. And then I saw a similar phenomena, if I can call it that, for the Blue Party. They're advertising their meetings, just advertising, their meetings. With sound system, boom boxes at the back of vehicles. Because that's what the young African Guyanese like. The young black people like boom boxes. That's what they are attracted to. And any political party that could bring about a boombox advertiser meeting or host a meeting with a boombox is not cheap. But at the end of the day, do they have the policies that will impact your life and change it the way it ought to be? Do they really have your interests at heart? Do they want to see you stop being labeled a scrape? When being labeled a scrape is beneficial to them, you think they really want to see you come out of the scrape society? Or the classification as a scrape? You think they really want you out of that? When being a scrape is what is beneficial to them? A street corner meeting that we, over the years, all the decades, are accustomed to doing with loudhailers, horn, and mic. The new attraction is a boombox. 4 bass, 2 bass, boom, 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 boom. Wind up, bend over, let me talk to me knees, them. This guy needs screen chin. And is that your value, young people? Being lured with lawlessness and smut, is that the value of your vote? This is how you intend for people to take your vote from you? So because the party keeping the meeting there the other night, ain't got no big boom box, stereo set as we call them, and I'm booming down the neighborhood. They're cheap. Did you take a minute to listen to the message so that you could compare it with one of the others that giving you boombox? Because all they're giving you is circus and entertainment, making you clown yourself out. But it's good enough for you. Stop, catch your breath, look around, think about what you really want your future to be. Youth man, young girl, think about living in a society where, first and foremost, you don't have to leave school without matriculating, number one. Number two, you don't have to be knocking around the place even if you matriculate because you can't find employment. Number three, you leave school and you're about the place hopeless because they don't cater for you. That's not the society you should want to live in. You should want to live in a society where there are opportunities even before you leave school, where there are linkages. When I was at secondary school, despite things were bad, as we like to say, by the time you were ready to leave school at fifth form, you already had a place, first and foremost, where you could go and do work study. And in most cases, because you were matriculating, when that period of work study is finished and you get your CXC results, many of us got the opportunity to stay right there and work. Ask many of your parents and foreparents how they got the job they got. I went for work study, and my education really served me and they kept me on. Nowadays, There aren't many agencies who are willing to take anybody for work study because the school system is so shut that they ain't preparing you for none. The lines are opened. I did say I'm going to open it early. I don't know if this is early enough. But sometimes, as I said, this guy Belcher, this guy really speak what is on my mind. And this morning, I hope I have done it in so simple terms that, you know, the young people could understand what I'm talking about. When y'all look into the casket, was it a casket yesterday? And y'all see a youth man like yourself, young lady, young man, murdered at the age of 16 by guns. Did you stop and shudder to think that this could have been me? Because I live in a society that is a wild, wild west? Where people know or feel that they could just walk into a community, drive into a community, murder people, and nothing will come out of it? Did you look at your compatriot and think this could have been avoided if we had a better governance system, more law and order? Do you think you have the power to change it? I think you do. And there's a value of your vote. The value could change a lot of things that you disagree with. So y'all don't try to win. Y'all gonna end up with wind pain and bellyache. Caller, you're live. You're on.
Yeah. Good morning. Can I speak? Yeah. Now, you mentioned something about this noise and so. You know, there's a saying, at least I learned in it's from a student's companion. Empty vessels make the most noise. Now, as we all know, if you want to you got things to tell people or to do, you don't make a loud noise of it. They said the noise of the market is not the sales of the market. And the young people, I hope that they can take time to revisit. But Kadaki and others, we got to study the level of education that these young people get. Many of them got an education where it was lack of general reasoning, because in school law, like me, I know if you did it, but Minister Jordan and our age group had a thing the name general reasoning, where you learn to reason and according to some of the young people suss out things. But when you ain't got the ability, anything that is being thrown at you, you would accept it. Now moving along. Yesterday, the PPP, the sharing, the PPP paraphernalia, because it's supposed to got a meeting. And they went into the home of this by Jacobs to serve them the paraphernalia. And because he resisted and chased them out of his yard, he was a guest at the police station. Now, I think that is wrong, because if you go to share your paraphernalia and a person said that they don't want it, you should not engage them and then get the police to be involved. And there again, we see where Guyana is a PPP police state, that if you resist the PPP, they see their dogs on you in the form of the police. And I think this is something that should be looked into, because we do not know how far the PPP will go to antagonize the race, the people in the country, if they try to resist their attempt to accept their rule. And lastly, I hope that at the elections, people are not allowed to take out pictures of who they have casted the ballots for, because I think that the law at GCOM is that a ballot is supposed to be made a private thing. Then lastly, there's a place on the West Coast that is issuing a lot of ID cards for election. That is what's going on the West Coast to Tushin side. So I don't know if that could be looked into and dealt with condemnedly. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call.
Morning, Baraki. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, all right, children, Guyanese. Guyanese, this is the person that the police were trying to kick down my door on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Yeah, this is a message I sent out this morning to the guy in the police force. I really need the police that can come and act unprofessionally. You understand me? I know my grandchild, my couple years old grandchild was crying at the point of time when it was coming down my door, kicking down my door, trying to kick down my door. You understand me? And I want the guy in the police to know, you see all those rope cops that have interrogating people like from people home. I want to know if you got a heart. If you have a heart. You understand me? If you have a heart to do your own people. And the thing is, Indian officers coming with them and Indian officers them doing nothing. The black police officers, them is the one that's causing this problem in Guyana. Them are the head there, sending them to do the dirty work to their own people. And I call on all Guyanese, if you want stability, come back to this country called Guyana. This great and beloved country called Guyana. What every country today are looking up to. If you want the greatness of this country to return back, we have to vote the PPP out of government. If the PPP sending all these instructions, giving up all these instructions that the federal told me that I get instructions. There was instructions by people up there to come at my home. And on social media, I got them all the big 32 from that with a red, hot Rihanna blood jersey. And no police ain't gonna arrest the guy. No police ain't gonna arrest the guy. So you see what people doing to the opponents? That is really bad thing you're doing to the people. And this guy Jordan coming to my home, walk across my bridge to come and give me a red, bloody, black people blood jersey. You see, these people doing things to Mohammed people and the opposition people, and we do it back to them in a professional way. They're trying to make it look so ugly. But God is in charge. Our God is in charge of everything that's going on in Guyana. And it's ABC country that in this country that they may say nothing. They see all the things that this installed government are doing to especially black people and people that do not support them. We need to have records. I have a video when I was kicking on my door, when I was knocking on my door. I have video, but the video is so long, it's not loading. But I can get it loaded. I can delete something off of my phone and get it loaded. I'm going to share it on social media. I'm going to share it. Because this is what people police do it. It's not wrong, not fair. And it can't be, it's a ignorant. I'm glad you come in my yard and see our ignorant person. Our ignorant person got the place. And I showed he was telling me ignorant. He must live under some calabash tree or something. Because he appears to know he can tell that this guy is a poor police guy. Very poor. You come into my home, you see my surrounding, and you telling me ignorant. This is what ignorant people just got. This is what ignorant people just got. You understand me? This is just you come in my home and tell me ignorant, come in my yard and buy me bag and tell me ignorant. When I speak out to my rights. Anyhow, here's your love blessed day.
Thank you. Oh boy, I guess that voice note had a lot of echo because my microphone was left on. I am sorry. I hope you heard and understood what the caller was saying, what the voice note was saying. Listen, I got some outlook in this life that sometimes I'm afraid to even speak my mind. Because if somebody is going to come to my place to offer me or coerce me into accepting their party paraphernalia and I refuse, and you're going to land me in the police station, bye oh bye. It's best I ensure they get reason for go to the police station. You know? Some people just take this thing too far. Political contestations, yes. But you ain't gonna be my enemy, or you don't have to make me your enemy, and I don't have to make you my enemy. You don't have to disrespect me, and I disrespect you. You have to understand that, listen, if I don't want you in my yard, I don't want you in my yard. Get off my blasted bridge. It's me bridge. I built it. Move from the gate is move from the gate. And so if you understand that and you can respect that, then we don't have to get a confrontation. So much so for you to go to the police station to make an allegation whether true or false. But if you will make false allegations against me, then I gotta ensure that, you know, double jeopardy perhaps. I gotta get charged for something that I do. Yeah. You know, at least in Buxton, I think we got an understanding. I'm first Buxtonian. Then I'm APNU or WPA. And so I don't have to make my fellow residents my enemies. If they want to make me the enemy, it's all well and good by me. I could live without them. But I won't choose to make them my enemies. And if I know that discussing politics with them going to cause us to be enemies, then I want my way and get out my way. But I pray the day y'all don't come to me with that stupidness. Because I like fast vehicles that just move from 0 to 100 quick. Call it alive. You're on.
Good morning, all listeners and viewers. Good morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Amsterdam. Today, I want to air my voice to let all the listeners and all the supporters of APNU and all of Guyana know the only party that we need to put our X for is the APNU. I don't care about no new come party, no split party, no color party. Only party we need to vote for is the APNU. The party with the plan, the party who has the people at heart. Anyone who choose or try to split the APNU vote is against us. It's not for us. They don't have our interests at heart. Because I cannot see how we make all those people, if black people vote, make all of these people who have all these split party and splinters party. And they run around, act like they don't understand the sense of urgency or the sense of now. I say again this morning, only APNU, all votes for APNU. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You're tuned to the Guyanese Morning Time.
Mr. Kadaki, good morning. To my African brothers and sisters Guyanese, let me say this to them. And I leave it right there because I will watch them. Let me say this. They got to come out of their slavish mentality and try to live a life whereby they can earn their own stuff and people see them as important and that they know to spend money and stop living this dirty life waiting for handouts. Because, for instance, with a winning party, with a running behind, Muhammad's money is not your money. And all Muhammad wants is to get somewhere with your vote and all you're going to suck salt. Many of y'all going to punish so bad that y'all don't can't make it. Life going to be serious with serious consequences for y'all. Don't stand up, wake up and smell the coffee. Attacking to y'all. Because it is ignorant of you people to be walking around with all the knowledge y'all got, supporting a party, a criminal entity that teaches you people how to use guns and all these kind of things. I am saying to you people, wake up. Wake up from your slumber, people. Muhammad money is not your money. Muhammad is a Muhammad. He don't like your black glasses. So let me let you know. Right? He wants to use you black people to get what he needs to get. And then he's going to pick you black people. Yes. So all you have with all your selfish gain, we're running for think. Y'all making sense? All you making no sense? All you ain't making no sense. When he get what he has to get, y'all will become slaves under the Mohammeds. Yes. What can he do for you people? Way back, he never had no time with y'all. None. He used to help the PPP to suppress you black fools out there running around like y'all ain't got no shame. Suppress y'all with money. You tell me what make he wake up to suddenly and want to help all your black people. Y'all like handouts. It's time all you stop with the handouts and learn to spend all your own money. Live a life. Stop this nonsense. Stop the nonsense. It's not going to do better for y'all. I leaving this right here because I will see. Bye.
Thank you for that voice note. It is now 15 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You're still tuned to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am still your host, Kiraki Amsterdam. Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm Mr. Amsterdam. You know, concerning this 2025 election, you know, as I said in the meeting last night, we have to palm them out. APNU is the only party that have our interests at heart. Let me show an illustration with the PPP and the Win Party presidential candidate. You know, the whole world see that they have a WhatsApp because they fall out, sharing that with concerning this Lamborghini, one saying that the other one know that the Lambo was coming in, one asking the next one to make the original invoice available for the public to see. But what a lot of these Guyanese see running up and down is that the two presidential candidates exposed their dirty laundry that they was trying to thief the GRA money or to evade the taxes, by extension taking money out of the small man pocket, because at the end of the day that money is supposed to come to the country and benefit the small man on the street. So it's our tax money they're thieving. That is evidence with the two presidential candidates. So you're talking about corruption. Now, I see the Win Party do a press conference the other day, and I want to mention about them too much because they mean thing. And he claiming that how much money the PPP having corruption and what they're going to do. So wait, is now PPP corrupt? All the time before they get a sanction, when they used to be hop and hand, they never know that the PPP was corrupt and all that corrupt money could have go to benefit Guyanese people. Is now them know that? Guyanese, open your eyes. Because the only problem the party found it is because Jack they take away themselves after the sanction. And you got to understand Jack Jordan's position because Jack Jordan didn't want to go down with him. So he decided, well, okay, let me set the political score. And you ain't going to use me as a Guyanese to set no political score. And you actually go around and tell all your neighbors and friends, don't allow them by to use you all to set no political score, because if it was not for the sanction, they would have still be providing security, providing election campaign advice and financial help to the PPP to oppress us more and more. So when attacking this and that about the PPP, it can start now. Let the Mohammed Party tell me one thing that PPP doing now that the men used to do when they was up and armed with the PPP. Anything but corruption, and so all of them was involved. And we see by the voice, by the WhatsApp message with the two of them. They try to evade or thief our taxpayer dollars. So vote the palm and vote all of them out, because if a man is corrupt outside of government, you're put in government, I'm sorry for you. If you think the PPP was bad, hey, get this man a try, get this man a try, get him. No, it's not no time for risk your future and your grandchildren's future. No, it's not the time for that. And if you think the PPP shed blood, put some of them in power, you're going to see true colors. Vote right. Vote for the palm. Thank you, Karaki.
Hello, brother Kadaki. Hello, viewers. This question goes out to our Sister Manzo Walton, Desir, Sister Simona Brooms, Brother Nigel London. And I choose them three because I know, to me, they are fighters. So, Sister Manzo, Brother Nigel, and Sister Simona Brooms. Is it let me see. With the intention? Is the intention to yourself? Is the intention to have a seat at the table, or is the intention to remove the PPP? Blessed love, and I would like on one of y'all programs, if y'all could please answer it. And anybody that hear this question, please forward it to our good sister, to our good brother, to our good sisters, and to our good brother. It's a nice question. I think they should answer being on them outreaches and them kind of thing. Blessed love, though. One love.
I sit down at home, decided to watch some TV, listening to the news by Gordon Mosley. I listening to the things that he say he trapped in tonight, paying close.
Talking to myself. Yes, let me tell you that the WPA has its political meetings coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, at Moravian Street, Victoria. That's at 6 p.m. Yes, Tuesday. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, July 29th, Moravian Street, 6 p.m. Victoria. The WPA has a meeting there. Speakers include Professor David Hines, Takumo Vonsi, Adriana Thomas, Dion Abrams, myself, and others. Wednesday, the 30th of July, it's at Ansgrove Market Square, 6 p.m. also. Same group of speakers. And then Monday, August 4, come out to Golden Grove Market Square for 6 p.m. Yes, so those are some meetings at the Working People's Alliance, WPA, and APNU partner. It's not separate and apart from the APNU. It's just that WPA is spearheading these meetings. Victoria, tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Moravian Street. Ansgrove on Wednesday at the Market Square, and Monday the 4th of August at Golden Grove Market Square. So do come out and support those meetings.
Attention to make sure I hear it right. But when I hear the things them that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced me that people ain't learning nothing. We hear so many.
You know, somebody's raising an important point here about the Mohammeds, Leon Saddle and Win, and the way African youths are running behind Mohammed, what a disgrace it is, and so on and so forth. And he's telling them to take Freddie Kissoon as an example. A lot of the youngsters, I guess, will not even know the Freddie Kissoon story, where the PPP orchestrated people to throw feces, commonly known as shit, in Freddie Kissoon's face. And they throw shit in Freddie Kissoon's face. Jason Abdullah, I think, went to prison or was found guilty of that crime. Ask Ganesh Maipal. Ganesh Maipal will give you the whole list of convicts on the PPP's list. And he includes Abdullah as one of them for that shit throwing incident. Shit in Freddie Kissoon's face. Human shit. And Freddie is on television and social media right now, willing to give up his life, if I can say that, for the PPP. What does that say to you? What does that say to you about Freddie and his Indian loyalty, if I can dare address it as that? Granger didn't throw shit in nobody's face. The coalition didn't throw shit in nobody's face. The coalition didn't do a quarter what the PPP has done to young black youths in young black youths. Redundant. In this society. But we hate the coalition so much. We're so unforgiving that despite the coalition has almost a brand new crop of leaders and policies and so on, you can't put that behind you, your little fallout with Granger, and put your vote where it will matter most in terms of getting rid of this PPP. Something got wrong with you. So good point, Leon Saddle. If Freddie could forgive the PPP for throwing shit in his face, why can't African Guyanese forgive Granger and by extension the coalition for not doing as much as they expected them to do for them? Instead, I want to run into the arms of one who has been enabling the PPP and the wickedness all the time. Okay, instead of jump out the frying pan, you're going to jump into the fire. Y'all enjoy it when it burns.
Times about them big name calling, and they say me or she pretend that they didn't learn nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, left your life on that, they say me or she coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media. Only one set of people allowed to turn the one Guyana. I still see not many black people in learning, but this is my concern. I hope one day black people will learn.
I give you all a laugh. I tell you, I just enjoy these moments when I get to engage with my children and so on. Not that we don't engage steady, but when they engage me on, I would say, political issues, I just enjoy these moments because it has been some real, this call is too late. I'm not going to take this call, sorry. right? All right, let me take it. Calling, you have 3 minutes. Proceed.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Amsterdam, and good morning, everyone in the Guyanese diaspora. Good morning to our Guyanese. Could you hear me clearly? Yes. Um, I don't know how it is that the Mohammeds are facing OFAC charges. Really, I've been listening to the American ambassador. I've been listening to podcasters. And it seems to me that if you smuggled or have been alleged to have smuggled 10,000 kilograms of gold, how many truckloads of gold that is? Now, what does 10,000 kilograms of rice look like? Now, rice and gold have a different density and they'll take up a different amount of space, but at least 10,000 kilograms has to take up 1, 2, or 3 small canters. Now, from the last I know of it, according to the American sanctions, those are tax evasions. That's a crime of a very serious nature. Tax evasion is one of the most serious crimes in the United States. They said that there are 2 things you can't escape in the United States. It's death and taxes. Taxes are so serious. It was the charge that took America into the war with the British. The Stamp Act, taxation without representation. Taxes is a very serious charge. I don't know how the US ambassador can allege the nature of charges, the nature of accusations such as tax evasion, because to smuggle and to evade paying taxes, that's tax evasion. And then OFAC is also alleging money laundering in that, because they're saying the accusation is that the Mohammeds have been using this entity to funnel this gold and to use the profits to say that they're making this money legally. So that's money laundering. They're saying that the Mohammeds have been doing this across the world. The Magnitsky's Act is the equivalent of the RICO charges. So on 3 levels, at a bare minimum, I see Mohammed, and I want the ambassador to hear me clearly. If you're saying to us that these charges are authentic, then these allegations are authentic, then at least based upon the context of the Magnitsky's Act, which you're using to put these sanctions on Mohammed, then the synonymous conduct would be qualifying him for RICO charges in the United States. Tax evasion, secondly, and money laundering. And you're telling me the FBI, the DEA, the Miami police, Homeland Security, anti-terrorism, all of these police agencies, and there are no criminal conduct? Then where are the criminal charges? And why are you allowing Mohammed, with these criminal conduct, to inch his way closer and closer to September the 1st, as though you want him to participate in the elections? So, Madam Ambassadors, we are at a loss because it's basically contradictory on the face to make these allegations and allow Mohammed to flaunt United States laws. Which one is it going to be? Are you going to allege and not prosecute? And if you're saying, and you have been saying that he represents a threat, then how does the law not address that? The statutes of the United States not address that threat statutorily, Madam Ambassadors. Right? So I just wanted to put those things on the table. With regards to our voting, I think we've got to get out there as we have been. And I still think I need to hear more about that Buxton proposal in the manifesto. I need to hear that $5,000. I need to hear it. I'm not hearing it enough. I'm hearing transfers. I'm not hearing 5,000 US. I'm not hearing that. Okay? And you're talking to an audience that's under economic austerity measures. That means we are in thirst for money. We want, secondly, these youths need to be involved. And, you know, I see that Muhammad's campaign has been copying damn near everything from PNC APNU WPA's manifesto. You saw his manifesto on pension raises. He raised the pension just about the same. And the benefits for schools, it's copying just about everything.
Call it your 3
No
minutes
wonder
up.
he's saying, wait. Thank you, sir. We'll talk again some other time. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk to our people.
You tell the public what PPP will do for them young black people. It's a shame on black people living abroad. Big up yourself. Breaking news. I watch the news and see James Bond skinning his teeth and making pints over afternoon with the young youths them were running out from PNC and scatter all over the place. But you look the reality, Mr. James Bond. You tell the public what PPP will do for them young black people. It's a shame on black people living like that. You hear what I'm telling you? Especially the elite black yeah, go that is fight and oppress and hate one another. And I'm gonna ask you again. You tell me what you
other than APNU is okay. Any other vote other than APNU is a vote for the PDP. Put it away. Anytime you're in, vote for APNU is like you vote for the PDP. It's PDP benefited. They will benefit directly in some ways and they will benefit indirectly in some other ways. But nevertheless, what is vote for APNU is like you're voting for the PDP. Because what you're doing, you are diverting the vote. You understand me? You are taking away votes from APNU. And all of the parties there, excluding the PDP, claiming that they want the PDP out of power. If you want the PDP out of power, and APNU is the strongest party, how you put your vote somewhere else? You are taken from the minority. You can't win the majority like that. Come on, support to be sensible people. Any other vote, any person who can vote for APNU, whether y'all vote for Win or y'all vote for Amanza or Blooms, it's just against the vote for the PDP. Because if these people, let's say Amanza gets, let's say to acquire a seat is 5,000 votes, and Amanza gets 4,500 votes. She ain't get no seat. So all the vote are gone. The vote like it's waste then. It waste. Blooms the same thing. Win the same thing. When my girl move up, what's saying people? Vote for APNU. Vote for APNU. APNU get the most laid out plan out there. We hearing tomorrow, next week, next year. You don't know what's going on with APNU. Vote for APNU. Young people, I know APNU show you all down a little bit. You understand me, Grange and you people there. I ain't blaming nobody. But I know the information short and y'all ain't really, get it really. But trust me, the Indians just get up mostly because they hear their parents force in life or quick in life. In life, the quicker you listen to your parents, the faster you get up in life. Because your parents know better. We are telling you, we the elders are telling you, please vote for APNO. Don't bother to win. Win is just a show. We didn't get no win in the tail, really. It's just a show thing. You put on a jersey, everybody walk and jump on a party thing like. Please vote for APNO, people. APNO get the plan. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
Man abroad, big up yourself. Breaking news. I watch the news and see James Bond skinning it and making pints over APNO with the young youths them were running out from PNC and scatter all over the place. But you look the reality, Mr. James Bond. You tell the public what PPP will do for them young black people. It's a shame on black people living like that. You hear what I'm telling you? Especially the elite black. Yeah, go that. Just fight and oppress and hate one another. And I'm going to ask you again. You tell me what you think the PPP will do for the younger black youths in this country. Because watch, PPP is a racist government and it still got hundreds of thousands of poor East Indian people were punishing in this country, were struggling for survive. You hear what I'm telling you? Much less black people like y'all these. You think that man got time with y'all? And you look coming up the election. I bet you this election is ethnicity voting. And because some East Indian people, poor class, were conscious, turn to Mr. Muhammad. They turn to Mr. Muhammad. There's an Indian man they turn to. And still PPP got a problem because the type of dictatorship with the PPP performing is that the poor class can't get a life. Even their own poor East Indian people, much less y'all, these black oppressors. And let me tell you something about politicians. You see, all them politicians were like jump ship. When this party, when you're there here, when the party, when you're there, y'all, this is the dreadest traitorous it get on earth. Y'all is the dreadest betrayers this earth could ever produce. It show what type of heart y'all get. How y'all ungrateful, selfish, and y'all cruel. There's the type of heart y'all get, you know what I mean? And y'all is betrayal to y'all own people. Betrayal, Griezmann saying though. So they just show me the levels of knowledge of black people. Because remember now, you, Mr. James Bond, you could have got a party and try to save the young black youths. But the black man got nothing, let's tell you straight. Because you know why? From small they break up with family and put we in jail. And I, Griezmann, accusing Guyana welfare justice system. And Guyana justice system and welfare department that destroying poor people, family, and put them in jail, especially black people. Till now, nobody look into it. That's why all of you got to live as black traitors. But you're running wrong PPP, I know I ain't got nothing for you. Because PPP is a highly racist party. And there's not just racists, there's dictators and oppressors. Because watch a woman in the quarantine were looking for a spot for sell the single parent mother. She got to have a channel all over. Because see what he could do as the chairman for Port Moran. Till now the woman can't get a spot, is a set of pushing around. And I could carry you in some area and show you where PPP wasting we money on roads and street, taking them and making them roads and spending hundreds of millions. Tomorrow I gonna put up a video. So when you skinning your teeth, Mr. James Bond, like if this is a skin teeth thing, I want to go around with black people in this country, man. Because coming election is race vote, you know. And Muhammad is still an Indian man. And I sure you could find like 20 like Muhammad among East Indian people if they want to help East Indian and what. Who helping the black man? How much we gonna find among we? And look till today, Mr. North Knoll of the party, and you're right, we say you got to talk like that. Because you know why you got to talk like that. All they looking for is a little opposition salary. They never even work for opposition salary. Much as they said they want to be lead this country or be leader of the opposition. But remember, it's me had half, you know. Me had half go that destroying with family and put we in jail. And teach children to hate parents and parents to hate children. I challenge y'all ponder in this country. And PPP won't look into that because them is a dictatorship government. There's only help a few. You know much East Indian they get hungry. Say why you think you're the poor class of black people or the younger race of black people gonna run and join PPP and get a good life. Here's a pack of jackass.
Let me ask a question. Mark, when you say hello Guyana last week Sunday from Barbies, were you speaking to me?